If anxiety has stolen your peace, you are not alone. Many struggle in silence, fearing their faith is weak or their connection to the light is broken. But even the strongest men of God faced fear. David cried out in the Psalms when the shadows grew long, and Elijah begged for an end when despair hit. Anxiety is an ancient spiritual battle, and these 5 divine laws will destroy it at its root. It is a heavy weight that tries to convince you that God has forgotten you. But today, that lie ends forever. The first divine law is the law of identification. Fear is not a part of who you are, it is a spiritual attack. The enemy knows that if he controls your mind, he can control your life. 2 Timothy 1:7 warns us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." Fear is a spirit, not a personality trait. It is an intruder in your sacred fortress designed to build a wall between you and your divine destiny. Once you identify this spirit as a trespasser, it loses its legal right to stay. Your protective angels are at the gates, but you must recognize that fear has no authority there. The second divine law is the law of the strategic pause. Anxiety survives on speed. It races your thoughts, forcing you to live in a future that hasn't happened yet. When panic rises, you must apply the sacred stop. Do not run or distract yourself. Just stop. This pause breaks the enemy's momentum. Anxiety feeds on acceleration, but stillness takes back control. It is like pulling the emergency brake on a runaway train. In that moment of quiet, you reclaim the ground the enemy tried to steal. By choosing to stop, you declare that God sets the pace of your life, not fear or panic. The third divine law is the law of specificity. In Philippians, we are told to present requests through prayer and petition. A petition is detailed and formal. The enemy loves vague shadows, wanting you to feel just overwhelmed. To defeat the shadow, you must drag it into the light. Stop praying vague prayers. Instead of saying, "Lord, help my stress," name the giant in the room. Tell him, "Father, I am worried about my job," or "Lord, this health report terrifies me." Naming the fear strips it of its mystery. Before God, the monster becomes a specific problem subject to his sovereign power. The fourth divine law is the law of thanksgiving. This is the key to supernatural peace. Paul taught us to pray with thanksgiving because gratitude shifts your focus immediately. While anxiety screams about what could go wrong, thanksgiving whispers about what God has already done. Thanking God in the middle of the storm is a declaration to the darkness. It proves your peace depends on your Savior, not your circumstances. Gratitude is a shield. It reminds your soul that the God who saved you yesterday is with you today, and he will be with you tomorrow and every day after. The fifth divine law is the law of the Sentinel. Paul promises that the peace of God will guard your heart and mind. This is not a human feeling. It is a gift from the kingdom. This peace is a sentinel, a heavenly soldier standing at the door of your mind. It is a calm so unexplainable that it overrides every doubt. God's peace does not just visit, it mounts the guard over your territory. Slow down enough to let it in. Receiving this peace means believing his word over your feelings. The storm might not stop, but you will stand firm inside the fortress of his presence. Remember these laws, identify the intruder, embrace the pause, be specific, build an altar of thanksgiving, and receive the sentinel of peace. The enemy attacks your mind because he is afraid of your calling and the light you carry. Do not surrender your authority or your future. You were born to walk in power, not to hide in the shadows of worry. If you are ready to see anxiety lose its power, comment with the word peace below. Guard your heart with the truth, for your peace is your power.